before we get started here, I just want to wait for our channels, our platforms to get loaded. So I see our YouTube channel is online now, and our Periscope, and our Facebook to Cry Dry Tear, and the Helping Parents of Mentally Ill Children are online. So before I introduce myself, I just want to just wait a few seconds till it's all online and clicking in, which it seems to be doing very nicely. Very good. Okay, everybody. Hi. Hey. So once again, welcome to Helping Parents of Mentally Ill Children. My name's Bill McPhee, and I'm your host. And basically, my background is that I was hospitalized in 1987 and diagnosed with schizophrenia. And basically, I spent 6 different times being admitted in the hospital. I lived in 3 separate group homes. I had a suicide attempt, and I was very, very ill. I spent 5 years on the couch dealing with depression, and however, so I had a rough go of it. However, today I am considered recovered. I consider myself recovered. I am stable. I'm on medication, and I have a great life. And besides of that background, what happened is that in 1994, March of 1994, I started a magazine called SZ Magazine, and it was a mental health magazine. And I did that for 23 years, and retired. I'm considered myself as retired, but I have a hobby of doing this program here, helping parents of mentally ill children. And as well, what I've done is I've written a book called To Cry a Dry Tear, Bill McPhee's Journey of Hope and Recovery with Schizophrenia. And this book was published. I published it in 2014. And what's unique about that book is that it has all the nursing notes, my nursing notes and doctor's notes, which is very, very rare for a book to have, because those things are hard to get, your doctor's notes and your nursing notes and everything like that. But my doctor was a great man. I really appreciated him. My doctor who did that was Dr. Mitchell out of Niagara Falls, Ontario, and he was my psychiatrist for for many years until he retired. But he did release all of his notes to me, and then I was able to write that book. And what's neat about that book is that it basically takes you into the mind of somebody who is psychotic, who is having delusions and hallucinations and being paranoid and all that. And so it's my story there. It's been very, very high. So basically, to get that, you just go to billmcphee.ca, and McPhee is MACPHEE. So just go to billmcphee.ca. And you can read the first chapter of my book for free on that website. And then it will also have links to Amazon if you want to buy the book on Amazon in Kindle or a hard copy. Or you could order it off my own website, and you can you can order a signed edition as well if you'd like me to sign that. So what I have to offer to you is basically what I offer to people here is that my book as a resource. And this channel, Helping Parents of Mentally Ill Children, is meant to help parents. And we have guests on at periodic times, different times. Last week I had some technical issues, and so I wasn't able to do a broadcast. But usually we do a broadcast every Sunday night live at 9 p.m. And so we do the live broadcast. And also, also we send out a newsletter if you want to sign up for our newsletter that's telling you future guests as well as past guests and links to the different interviews. So that's a little bit about me and about this group here. Basically, what I want to tell you in this session, what I'm calling this Don't Panic. So basically, this is March 15th, and as you know, I'm sure you're all aware, worldwide people are dealing with the coronavirus. And so I wanted to come on here today just to tell you not to panic. I took some precautions. I was actually supposed to go to Cincinnati over March break. It's March break, and myself and my two children, I have three children, but two children of mine live at home. And we were going to go to Cincinnati. We were going to go to the Creation Museum as well as the Ark that's in Kentucky. And I was looking forward to that. It's going to meet, actually, it's going down, it's going to meet Bethany Yezer. And Bethany, actually, Bethany is the author of Mind Estranged. And Bethany, her story there is Bethany was homeless for 4 years. She was in psychosis, and she was homeless for 4 years. And she actually got help, got treated, and with family support and her drive, she was able to recover. And now she's head of the Cures organization. So we'll have Bethany on here as a guest sometime in the future, and we'll have her there. And as well, once again, if you'd like to be a guest, or if you know anybody who's written a book or just has some wise and interesting information for parents of mentally ill children, that would be great. You know what? We bring people in through Skype from all over the world. We have the opportunity to do that, and we've had guests on here in the past. So about don't panicking, I canceled my trip to Cincinnati because I didn't want to have Canada close the border. And while I was in the U.S., if I couldn't get back to Canada where I lived, that wouldn't be very good. And I had my two children, so we canceled that trip. Now, again, I want to tell you, today I went shopping, and I went shopping, and in the one grocery store, they were out of milk, they were out of bread, they were out of tomato sauce, different things like that. But I went to another store and I was able to get those items. So here in Canada, we hear different places around the world, people hoarding and buying as if there's a panic going on, buying toilet paper. I don't know what that's all about. This toilet paper, people buying, tons and tons of toilet paper. It's kind of ridiculous, and people hoarding and that. And I think in the States, they're saying that they're selling more products out of stores than they do at Christmas time, and that's what they're comparing it to. I have an associate over in Albania. They're locked down. Mikhail, my friend Mikhail, is over in Albania, and they have the soldiers, the army is on the street, and as of tonight, they're doing a lockdown in Albania. So, but you know what? Really, I just got to tell you that you probably heard this for many, many times, is don't panic. From my understanding with this coronavirus is basically they call it a flu on steroids. And one of the things is you get very, very sick like flu symptoms. However, what makes it different than the flu is that it may be a little bit more severe, but it also it catches you catch it a lot easier than the flu. It sort of spreads easier, and people get it much more than the flu, and it's very contagious. So that's about the difference of it. I mean, they say that 30 to 60,000 people die every year of this flu in the U.S., and so that people die with the flu. And yet the relative deaths in the United States are fairly low now, but it is spreading like wildfire. But again, they say it really affects the elderly and the people who have suppressed immune systems, people who are vulnerable with the condition. So that's the priority there. However, if a person my age, I'm 57, if I got it, I would be come down with flu symptoms, and you treat it like the flu, and try not to spread it around. So it can be very dangerous, but again, don't panic. What else? Oh, and it was kind of, I don't know if this is 100% true or not, but I remember hearing that in Japan there was a fellow that had the virus, recovered or got cured, and then he got it again. So they're saying that at least that one case in Japan where people got the virus again a second time. Apparently, it seems like it's not contagious to children. For some reason, children have an immunity. Yeah. So again, just don't panic. Make sure you wash hands. Make sure you wash your hands with soap and water. They say soap and water is better than the sanitizer. And the soap and water for 20 minutes on your hands will do a better job. And that's what I've changed a lot. Lately, I've been really washing my hands a lot. And that's one thing you can do is wash your hands a lot. I know that when I go shopping and I'm pushing the cart, the handle of the cart is very, very dirty, and once I'm in line, I'll ask somebody to watch my cart, and I'll go into the washroom and I'll wash my hands. Just I'm sure I'm going to touch that cart right back, but it doesn't hurt. It doesn't. You can never wash your hands enough, I guess. What I'm trying to say. So don't worry about that. Our church had a service, and we only had 30 people show up out of a congregation of about 160. We did that. We canceled a lot of church events. People all over the place are canceling things. My kids are on March break right now. My son Dwight's in grade 12. My daughter Hannah, she's in grade 10. And they're on March break now. But then they've extended the break for 2 weeks after that. So they're going back to school April the 6th. Apparently, at least that's the plan now. And they're telling people to stay home from work. If you can work from home, that would be a good idea. Different things like that. But again, I just want to stress, don't panic. And probably if you're dealing with a loved one with mental illness, with your child, you're probably not going to get prioritized if you're in crisis. And I know that's a hard thing to say, but right now everything is focused on the virus. And so the best advice I can give you, if you're watching, if you have a child at home that you're dealing with a mental illness with, just try to bear through. Try to be as calm as you can. Try not to panic. Make sure that if you're on medication or somebody you know is on medication, help them continue their medication. Try not to run out of medication. Make sure you have enough. Same like food, right? If you make sure that. So just the word here is, again, don't panic. Anything else? So that's my message for you today. Oh, I should say too, I guess today was World Virus Prayer Day for the virus and in the different countries and around the world. So if you're a praying person, pray for people. And again, don't panic. So I'm gonna close this this broadcast down now. And again, if you want to go to my webpage and read the first chapter of my book, To Cry a Dry Tear, Bill McPhee's Journey of Hope and Recovery with Schizophrenia, go to it. If you want to buy it off my site, you can. If you want to buy it off Amazon or Kindle, just click the button there on my website. It will take you right to Amazon's page for my book. And if you want Bethany's book, again, Bethany's book is Mind Estranged. You can find that on Amazon as well. A great book. And so if you have any, you want to contact me, or you want to have some more information, just go to billmcphee.ca, and we'll see you next week. So bye for now, everybody, and may God bless. Bye-bye.